This is Susan Wilbanks with blendedinsight.com. I am a holistic and integrative healing arts practitioner, an intuitive, and an energy healer. In this podcast, I share tips, tools, and suggestions that have helped me along my path in hopes of inspiring and helping you along yours. Let's get started with today's podcast topic. Hello, bright soul. Thank you for joining me on another podcast. I appreciate you so much. I really want you to know that from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much. You know, this YouTube channel has been such a blessing for me. It's grown very slowly and organically without advertisement. It's mostly been referral, or people are just divinely guided and find me. And it's a labor of love. It really is. And I know sometimes people get a little bit demanding and they want something without booking a private session, or they want me to do something for them. And those are the people that I have to disconnect from and just send love, because I'm the only person that's running this YouTube channel. I don't have a team. I don't have an assistant. It's just me. And so that in itself shows this is truly just a labor of love. And for those of you who get it and connect and send beautiful energy and connect with the community, it means the world to me. It brings me so much joy. So I really want to thank you, and I want you to know how grateful I am for you and for doing that, because I feel it's really important, especially right now during this time. And that's what I want to talk about for today's podcast. We have a couple of things coming up. You know, the 21st is the first day of winter. I believe it's also the solstice, right? And I know that a couple of people are hosting like meditations. I've been invited to a couple of meditations for higher learning and pranic healing. Also, in just other communities that I'm involved in. And I think that's wonderful, pulling people together and bringing this in together. So I would encourage you to find some time to maybe do like a little ritual, or just sit quietly, or maybe even join something that feels good to you. And then for those that celebrate Christmas, we have that coming up. And I know that's a tough time for a lot of people, especially with people who have had loss. And I know they always say it takes one cycle after the loss, you know, where you go through each season to kind of get into a new normal, if that's even a thing. You know, for some of us, we've lost people, very significant people. And so sometimes the holidays for those type of people, it's really tough. So what I wanted to do with all of this upheaval, and I know I still have people in my everyday awareness or reality that are really angry and judgy and vicious about the election, about, you know, vaccinations, anti-vaccinations, masks, anti-mask, and they're really opinionated in an exhausting manner, because you can just feel the anger coming off of them. And so what I've really been working on, because I'm not perfect, I can get so activated. There's certain issues that are very personal to me, and I can behave just like those people that are spewing out their anger. I don't believe I'd take a public platform, but I'm sure I've done things like this, you know, my younger self, before I've, you know, got to the place that I am right now. But we're human, and, you know, we're just emotional creations, and we get in this body, and sometimes we can lose sight of our higher self. And I totally get that. So I just wanted to talk about giving yourself permission to be where you are. Give yourself and others the dignity of their own path, because at any given time, what we feel so strongly about and what's true for us, it's really true for us. And that can change. There are different levels of truth. And so they may really strongly believe that because that's where they're supposed to be right now. And maybe that's also your truth. So I've just been more of a place of this, just it is what it is right now. And so I just had a conversation recently with someone who was talking about a loss that was experienced a long time ago, over a decade ago, but the person still is not able to look at pictures of the person or get belongings of the person because it is too painful. And this person was telling me I shouldn't feel this way. And I thought, I don't believe that there is a should or shouldn't. You know, I remember a therapist many years ago used to say, don't should on yourself, because it's like denying where you are, and you are where you are. And whether or not you think you should or should not be, usually those are projections from the outside, something we've learned along the way. Comes from comparing ourselves to what other people think or what other people are doing. Nobody in this entire world has walked your exact existence. Nobody. Nobody has had every single experience, thought, feeling, emotion, behavior, upbringing that you have. Because even when we're with siblings and we're raised the same way, we all have a different vantage point because we're all our own unique people. And so when we do this, I should this and should that, it's just invalidating ourselves. And I'm not saying to fall into a hole and let that be okay. We know when it's time to get help and we need to get going. But what I have found is with everything going on, you're entitled to feel how you feel. And I know with the holidays coming up, it looks a lot different for a lot of people. And most people that I speak with about this, they are either just a little enthusiastic because they don't have to do all these obligations that they usually have to do, or they're neutral, or they're just over it and ready for it to move forward. But wherever you are, let it be. You are where you are. It's okay. We are all doing the best that we can. It's been a very challenging year. It's been a challenging time. And guess what? You still woke up and you put your clothes on and you're moving forward and you're still alive and you're here and you're functioning and you're doing your best. And guess what? I think that's good enough. That's just good enough. Sometimes we have to give ourselves permission to just be where we are. And with that said, also giving other people the permission to be where they are. I have a really close friend of mine who is vicious about his opinion about masks, about people who don't believe in vaccinations, about politics. And I don't agree with him in any way, shape, or form. And the people that he's spewing all this anger about, he's talking about me because I fall into those categories that he is so vocal about and against. And I mean, just, you can feel the anger like coming off of him. And it's very off-putting. But guess what? There's something in his experience that has made him really passionate and emotional about that. I have separate issues that I feel that way about. I'm not going to blow up social media, every hour with hatred posts. I'm not going to do that, but that's his outlet. So I may have a different way of expressing it, and he has the authority and the permission to be where he is and to post whatever he wants. Just like on my YouTube channel, I can put out whatever I want. And when people send ugly messages or try to tell me how to run my YouTube channel, they just get removed and blocked. Go be successful somewhere else. Don't come here with me. On my channel, you found my channel. That's like you coming to my house and stepping into my house and telling me how to run it. I'm not putting up with it. And so I look at people's Facebook pages the same way. That is their Facebook page. They are the owner and operator of it, although it is highly censored, and we know all those things. But he can post whatever he wants, and it's up to me what I choose to do with it. So what I choose to do with it is unfollow and not engage. And that works for me. And so by the same token, because I am on the complete opposite side of what he believes because of my experience, knowledge, and awareness. So it's like, I respect that that's where he is. I still love him. I care about him. He's one of my dearest friends. He's been one of my closest friends for so many years. But it's okay. I can give him permission to be where he is and just not even engage in it. And so I'm just sharing that because I know that this is tough. And I've worked with so many clients over the past week that have been experiencing the same thing where they're like, gosh, I'm so exhausted by certain people, the way they feel. I have a close friend of mine. She's just sent me this meme. It was so funny. She said it says, actually, I'll read it to you because I thought it was so funny. So it said, me at home. The world is a dark place. We need more kindness and compassion towards one another. Me in public. I hate every single person on this planet. And this is a very sweet, empathic person. But my thing is sometimes when we're doing this work, it's like, oh my gosh, I can only speak the most positive stuff on the planet and I have to deny my feelings. That's called toxic positivity, where the reality of the situation is that We experience many different emotions, and they're all valid and they're all human. It's just, how do we choose to behave? What do we choose to do with it? We may think the thoughts, but are we going to act on them? And there are some spiritual teachings that say, oh my gosh, don't even say it. Don't even say it. And guess what? You're still sending the vibration out, even if you're not saying it. I'm not telling you to go tell people off. I'm not saying that at all. But I'm saying if you have a safe person to share what's really going on and how you feel, it can be very healing, and it's a release. I get that release through breath work, and I know y'all are probably rolling your eyes because I share that so much, but breath work gives me that release. So does exercise. But you have to find what that is for you. I don't think that denying it makes it any better. I think what we resist persists. So when I just recognize that this is how I'm feeling and I don't fight it, it moves through me quicker. So I wanted to offer that to you, and I am going to take a much needed break. I'm not going to post a podcast next week. I've really got to do some resting and recovering. My work schedule has been over the top, and I'm just juggling so many priorities like most of us are. And so I'm actually practicing what I'm teaching right now is I've got to find the time to rest and recover and connect so that I can show up and be the best version of myself. I want that for you too. So I do hope that this week brings in some light for you. And I know that we're going into the darker days of the winter, but the light is always there for us. We just have to turn it on and connect to it. And, that's what I'm doing. And I want you to do the same. And I can just do a really nice, quick healing, just flooding you with beautiful healing energy and grounding you. And let's get started. You can uncross your arms and legs. Just running shields and grounding you. Okay, and so it is. I hope you all have a beautiful holiday, and I will be back probably after the new year. I may do a podcast right before the new year. It just depends on my schedule, but if not, we'll reconnect after the first of the year. So I hope you have a beautiful holiday no matter what, and I wish you a beautiful week. Take care. Bye-bye.